What'd you think when he went on the mic and said that he thought he won?
I know. I don't have an idea where he got that thought.
Do your job.
Give us an insight into the sparring. Has he had good spars? Dropping people? What can you tell us?
No, not drop. He's not a mean spar. He won't do that. But you see spots where he moves on angles. You know he's waiting to unload, and then he laughs because he knows he can unload and destroy him in about 10 seconds.
Big chance and big pleasure fight with legend, you know. Very strong. He's very, very fast. And still Manny Pacquiao looks like 10 years ago.
Manny Pacquiao's return to the boxing ring has stirred excitement, skepticism, and heated debates throughout the combat sports community. At 46, after 4 years away from professional competition, the Filipino icon is preparing to face WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios, a dangerous and disciplined younger fighter who's hungry for legacy.
He said, I beat that boy.
I bet that boy. I hit once. I hit him once.
Yeah, and he thought he won the fight. Moving on, Manny.
He's fine.
Former world champion Shawn Porter continues to believe that Manny has what it takes to shock the world again. People underestimate him, Porter said. Even now, his hand speed, his punch output, his footwork, he still has it. He's not a guy who ever went into a fight underprepared, and is not starting now. Porter admits that Pacquiao's age is a factor, but says rest might work in his favor. 4 years out can rejuvenate the body. He's not coming off a war. He's coming off time away. He might surprise all of us.
You go 46 years of age, not been in the ring for 4 years. He had an exhibition. I hear he didn't train for it, so maybe let's just put that down to that. But is there a concern for you that maybe, I know you get a rest, a long period of time out the ring, a rest can be as good as anything, but you know yourself, look, it's a hard sport.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of concern. I could be wrong, but I do. I think that Manny is more than capable of handling himself in the ring. With just about anybody, there are a few guys out there I'm like, no, don't even try.
Like who?
But I'm not going to do that. But I do think against Mario Barrios, I think he'll be all right. And I think he'll be more than all right. He'll be able to win this one.
Keith Thurman, who fought Pacquiao in 2019 and lost by decision, offered a layered assessment. He's still got that speed, but it's the legs, the stamina, the ability to stay elusive in the later rounds. That's what we have to watch. Thurman points out that while Pacquiao rocked him early and used smart footwork, the late rounds may not favor a 46-year-old fighter. He adds, Mario Barrios will have to come with multiple strategies, plan A, B, C. Pacquiao's smart enough to adjust mid-fight. That's why tactics are critical here.
And that's the only thing that I'm worried about is that, he's not notorious for that defense. He's susceptible to being hit, and, we all are talking about Pacquiao's speed. We're talking about his legs. We're talking about his conditioning. But the one thing that doesn't go away from men until you're past 55 is power. So I think there's an opportunity for I rocked him on several occasions throughout the fight. My footwork was very challenging for him. So if Pacquiao still brings in that crafty, challenging footwork and some angles, I can see it challenging Mario Barrios. Now, I don't know what kind of strategy him and his team are developing, but if they want to stay on this high, they want to stay at the top. When you're fighting a legend like Manny Pacquiao, you need to bring tactics into play, strategy into play, And of course, it's not guaranteed, right? You bring in plan A, maybe plan A doesn't work, So you got to have plan B, and then plan C is, okay, just fight him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's nice to be a little tactical and see if you can implement your tactics throughout the fight. Because if so, round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, oh wait, the fight's going the way I want it to go. And that's the purpose of tactics. It's your opposition, it's their job to not let it go the way that you want it to go. But they have to prove it in the moment. Not just in the moment, he has to prove it in this stage of his career at 46 years old.
Mario Barrios, no stranger to tough competition, knows what he's up against. He's facing a legend, a man who has beaten world champions across 8 divisions. But Barrios isn't here for a history lesson. He's here to win. I've been preparing for this fight for months, Barrios said. Even when it wasn't official, I had it in my mind. This is the kind of fight that changes your life, and I'm not taking any chances. His camp has included high-level sparring, strength training,
No, I just, I've been on top of it for a while. I've been doing this now been professional now for 12 years. So, yeah, kind of just learning fight by fight. In between camps, I'm staying a lot more disciplined. This camp, of course, we got rumors of it way back. So I had this fight in mind. I just didn't know when it was going to play out. So I had just been on top of everything that I should have been, from months back. And and the training has been great also. So kind of just one of those camps where everything has fallen into place. But yeah, I definitely feel, I'm, like I said, I'm in my prime. I feel like I'm at the age where I'm looking, to have the most success in my career right now.
Still, respected voices in boxing are raising concerns about Pacquiao's return. Veteran broadcaster Jim Gray stressed that the deeper the fight goes, the more likely it is to favor Barrios. Pacquiao has always thrived with speed and volume, but at 46, can he keep it up in rounds 10, 11, 12? Gray wondered, if he's going to win, he needs to start fast, put Barrios on the back foot early. Others, like analyst Anthony Gears, expressed conflict. My heart says
I think that Manny Pacquiao was better than Mario Barrios in every facet of the game, from power, from speed, combination, footwork, even at this age. So I got him above Manny. Now it's all about if it's going to work at that day of the fight. Technically wise, Manny Pacquiao was way better than Mario Barrios. Way too many levels above him. Remember what Mike Tyson did for Jake Paul? And I know there was a lot of people that was mad, yo, how Mike Tyson at the age of 60 gonna be fighting? Yo, that's not bad by Jake Paul. But let me tell you like this, leading up to the fight, the reason why it did 73,000 people, Dallas, Texas, not just because of Jake Paul, it's because Mike Tyson, the way that he was training, the way that he was looking all caught up, made you believe, because what Mike Tyson, few fighters in the history of the sport of boxing left the impression that they ignited the emotions of the boxing fans.
Supporters of Barrios point to his disciplined jab, his sharp counters, and the fact that he's a natural welterweight. Manny's blitz, the speed, the combinations, they are iconic. But Barrios has the tools to neutralize that. One analyst explained, his lead hand, his reach, his patience, those are big weapons. There's also a growing belief that Pacquiao hasn't scored a true knockout in years.
You're motivated, you're fighting an icon, so you leave no stone unturned to be prepared for this fight. And like I said, again, he's super motivated, and when a guy's super motivated, it's a lot easier to work with him in the gym. I'm sure as Algieri knows, Paulie knows, and you know yourself, just as common sense, with that kind of motivation, it's a different level.
Bob, how do you go? How do you not slip into the pitfall of sort of not getting sort of enamored with the hype and the sort of promotion of the fight and sort of overlooked Manny? Manny's a little bit older. He hasn't looked good recently, but it's still, it's still, like you said, it's still an icon. You want to prepare for the best Pacquiao, but in your mind, how do you? How does Mario stay focused on? Okay, I got to prepare for the Pacquiao of old. Just to, I don't know. I can't rely on an old Pacquiao to show up. Obviously, no one should think like that. But how do you let that not fluster you in camp and the day-to-day operations? Obviously, you said he's motivated, but mentally, how is he?
Well, like I told him, I was one that picked Keith Thurman to beat Manny Pacquiao, and I was there ringside that night. And lo and behold, Thurman's on the deck in the first round. The 12th round finishes, and Manny Pacquiao's raising his hand, and he was at 40-41 at that time. So I told him that's the Pacquiao that we have to prepare for. That's what you have to envision in your mind. And he's been super motivated for this camp. And like I said, he knows this is the opportunity of a lifetime. You beat a guy like Manny Pacquiao, you get that on your resume, regardless of what age he is. It takes you to another level, just with a general fan. And so I think it's super, super important that he stay focused, which he did.